Hello, this is Roberto and this is the HVAC is my channel. Today we're going to be talking about REScheck Residential Part 3, REScheck web version, alright? So let's get into it. So to begin with, we need to have all the data ready in order to place it in REScheck web. So by saying the data, I'm talking about the walls. So here we have walls, we need the wall data, okay, walls. We need the ceiling, okay, we need the ceiling, we need the floor, okay, we need the windows, and we need the doors, okay. For the wall, most importantly, we need the R values and gross area. As we remember, what is REScheck? I'm gonna put in here REScheck. See, this is some sort of an ad, I would say. See, REScheck is a UA. See, on the side is like my ad, REScheck. REScheck is UA. What is U? U factor. What is A? A is area. But what kind of area? The gross area. In other words, what you need to do in here is for the wall, ceiling, floor, windows, doors, especially for these three, okay, these three, wall, ceiling, floor, you need the U factor and area, okay, but the software itself is going to convert it to U value. You need only the insulation values. For example, more specifically, let's talk about the wall. You need the U value of the wall, okay, but specifically you need only the R value. For R value you have two options. It could be cavity insulation or it could be continuous insulation, okay. So in my report, so we have a report up here. So this is a report that I did in my series of videos in REScheck, one story home, right? We have 12 videos on that. So based on the REScheck report, which you can use any software, load calc, elite or anything, we have the information already there. That's why I took this screenshot. Okay, so we're gonna put this in pink. We have how many walls? We have 1, we have 2, we have 3, we have 4, and we have a partition, okay? Okay, so for the wall, we have this wall. See, this wall has actually two windows in here, low E single, see? Okay, this wall has an orientation of north. Okay, so that's why I'm making this video. I don't want anyone to get confused in REScheck, because REScheck is very simple and easy, but we need to know the specifics little by little. If this wall is north, REScheck doesn't take into account north, south, east, or west. REScheck takes into account right side, left side, front side, and the back. Okay, so in order to know which side it is which, we need to focus on the front door. Where is the front door? Still we're in pink. See, this is the front door right here, right? So what is the orientation of the front door? The orientation of the front door is south. See, south is the orientation. How do I know that? In my report, it says entry door, it's facing south, okay, but as I mentioned, REScheck doesn't want to see north, south, east, west. REScheck more specifically goes to the front, back, left, and right. So what would it be if it's south? If it's south, it's gonna be what? The front. See, front side. Okay, so any wall that is facing south, we're gonna have it as front. If that is the south, what would be going up? Up would be the north. See, that's the north. So if this is the front, the north would be the back. And that again depends on the orientation. If this is north, then this is going to be south. Or if this is east, this is going to be west. Depends on the front door. The front door is the king. Okay, so now what would that be? What would it be this side? If this is north, this is south, this is gonna be east, right? So what would be the east? Is gonna be the right side. Okay, right side. So if that's the right side, what we're gonna have in here, what is this? So that would be the west. So the west is gonna be the left side. Left side. Finally, we have the orientation. Okay, so for example, if we're doing this wall, we're gonna have north. What is north? The back. So in REScheck, okay, we're gonna go back to normal in here. In REScheck, what we're gonna do when that happens, we're just gonna put this wall is back. See, it's the back side. Okay, REScheck is gonna also ask me insulation. What is the insulation? And then for my walls, I have an R15 in this project. R15, which is cavity insulation. This is cavity insulation. It's not continuous, it's cavity insulation. All right, cavity insulation. Continuous, I don't have any. It's better if you have continuous insulation, it costs more money, but in this case I don't have cavity insulation, and because of that I might fail code, because the more insulation you have, the better chances you have to pass code. The less insulation you have, the less chances you have to pass code. That's why it is the UA trade-off method. Okay, so that's my insulation for this. I don't have cavity insulation, I don't have continuous. Okay, for the ceiling, in this case the ceiling, I don't have any orientation, so in this case we're gonna have for the ceiling in this project we're gonna have R38, but and this is also cavity, it's not gonna be continuous, cavity insulation. So you might be wondering, you were saying that REScheck equals to UA, conductance, right? So UA is U value and A value. So what does R value have to do with U value? So what happens is the program will tell you what is your R value and it automatically will change it to U value. So don't worry about it. R value for the wall, R value for the ceiling, and the program will change it automatically. For the floor, in this case I have a slab, and it could be basement, it could be crawl space. At times the floor gets more complicated when it comes to the REScheck, But the most basic is a slab, and in a slab I have R10 in this case of continuous insulation. So on the slab we don't have cavity, we have continuous. We don't have continuous insulation. We don't have studs or anything, insulation in this case. But there is another part that they ask you in in REScheck. They tell you what is the perimeter. So in order to have that information handy, let's do the calc of the perimeter. So the perimeter, let's check in here, would be the following area. So I'm gonna put it in orange. So this is perimeter, see? This is perimeter right here. We have 29 plus this is 39 plus we have this 50. We have 16 feet 6 inches, 11 feet, 6 feet 6 inches, 9 feet 6 inches, and we have 20 feet. So this totals a number of, let's put in here, perimeter is going to be equal to 177. And this has to be linear square feet. Okay? That's all. So for the floor, it becomes more interesting, the analysis, but we're going to need this data. Now for the windows, what data do we have for the windows? We have a U value. See, U value for the windows is going to be 0.3. And then the solar heat gain coefficient is going to be 0.2. There you go. And even you can see in here the windows. See, low is single. What's the U factor? 0.3, right? For the door, we have an insulation value. Let's put at R6. But most likely REScheck is going to ask you for the U value. And then that would be the inverse. What is the inverse of R6? 1 divided by 6. And that's going to be what? So let's go check. 1 divided by 6. That's gonna be, let's put a U value of 0.67. There you go. So now you have all the information that we need for this for REScheck to put it into the in our data. Okay, so the last part of the video. So the REScheck is gonna ask you for 3 parts: project information. In the project information, you can put the owner's address, the location, and everything. Okay, you have part 2, which is envelope. The thermal envelope is the most important part. Envelope. Okay, so pretty much all we did is talked about the envelope, our values, right? And then number 3, compliance. In compliance, they're gonna let you know if it passes or it doesn't pass code. If it doesn't pass code, you might have to add more insulation to the doors or to the walls, or you might need to change the area. That's why it's a UA trade-off method. Okay, it's not performance, it's prescriptive. We're gonna put UA trade-off because you have to make it pass. Now, in the UA trade-off method, depends also on the location, right? So there are some places that might use IECC 2009, which is more flexible. Everyone passes under that code, or 2012, 2015, or 2018. As it goes up in years, then it gets more difficult. So for 2018, for example, you might not pass at all, and we're gonna check that in the other video. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave any comment, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. All right, thanks for watching HVAC is my channel.